Hi, my name is Crystal Tren, and this is my video response 3 for 1321, section 1133.6, Business and Professional Communications. I picked the link with Coleman, Hughes, and Ta-Nehisi, Mr. Coates. I'm not going to butcher his first name anymore. So, during the debate, Hughes brought up homicide as a factor. And the way that he was mentioning it seemed like he was trying to say, like, well, it's kind of maybe the group's fault for it, when in actuality, if you think about it, if you trap any living being in a box with limitations like no food or no water, right, it soon becomes after like something more of the survival of the fittest, right? I feel like that's pretty common sense. So his point of that was kind of contradicting to me, and with him mentioning about the Jim Crow Act, and like I feel like there is a difference between like the apology, which was brought up over and over, like he said. Um, there's a difference between apologizing and like apologizing with action, because I feel like that's more sincere. And like for an example, if you're in a relationship and your significant other like starts to not treat you well, and they apologize every time, but what makes an apology sincere? It's the action. So continuing to not show any action with the apology, is it a real apology? And that also brings to another fact that, like, if debt is not paid, and in this case, it's the apology with action, or I guess the action part now, right? Whoever is owed, received the apology but not action, like, they're still due the action. I'm just being redundant, but I mean, it's the truth. And so in a way, like Coleman is right. Black people don't need the apology. It's the action now because that's what's left. Um, but when he mentioned like safer schools and neighborhoods and affordable healthcare, like he's right, but I just don't understand why it's not both, or why can't it be both? So I consider like the safer neighborhood, schools, and all the other things that he listed part of the apology in action together. So for those that have been put in a hardship, or like the cycle of a hardship, the continuation of it, I mean, it puts them at a disadvantage from the start. And it's true that like hardship is at different levels for many subgroups of race, um, such as like the white European nationalities that he listed. But that him saying that disregards that like darker skinned people had steeper holdbacks. So him mentioning that he was brought up in the suburbs and went to an Ivy League school, but that he would still technically receive the aid when he feels like he didn't deserve it is totally fine. But I feel like he should not disregard, the majority, and the fact that he's the smaller percentage. Saying that he would feel victimized if the bill was passed is a failure to recognize that he's enacting a very privileged and selfish act. So a disregard to the other percentage that wasn't as lucky to him, honestly. And also, if it's funny because, like, if he would truly thinking on like a non-selfish act, I believe that he would acknowledge he could use that sum of aid that he received that he did not need and put it towards good. So as like a nonprofit of some sort to continue the cycle of helping others in need. So same to the other percentage that voted on not passing the bill. They could do the same thing if they fit into the criteria and like don't need the money. Put it towards something good. That's the option. So I disagree with Coleman and I stand with the bill. Thank you for listening to my video response number 3.